Greetings, everyone. It's good to see you again. Once a week you have to look at my ugly old face. But anyway, let's get this started for each week. We're now on week 5, and thanks to all of you who have been submitting your assignments. And I would encourage those who have not been sending theirs in as quickly as possible to get those in so we can get everything up to date. Now we're on chapter 5. That thing seems to be going quite rapidly. Before we begin chapter 5, though, I'd like to give you an idea of what it takes to put theater together. I remember in 1977 when I first arrived here. We had a $600 budget, and I was all by myself. I directed, I built the sets, I did the costumes, and all sorts of things. And then I worked throughout the years and making it bigger and bigger and better and better. And then I began, which is very important, is having the right people to work with you. I got the right assistants, I got the right technical people to work with me, and of course the students I went out and looked for. We gave scholarships to, and people that were here became fantastic, and we were able to put these great plays together and gained in reputation. As a matter of fact, a few years ago, we received an award from the Kennedy Center and the American College Theater Festival of being one of the top 5 theater educators in the United States. And so the college here has been doing quite well over the past few years, and we've gotten many awards. But in order to do this, though, I had to have the right people, like technical directors and costumers and ticket office managers and set builders and theater coordinators and all those people that help to make the play work. In order to make the play work, like I said, had to have the students, and I always like to give the students a challenge. For instance, I put a play together called The Portrait of a Hunchback. I took it from the play Hunchback of Notre Dame. And what I did is I updated Hunchback of Notre Dame, making it Portrait of a Hunchback, and it took place in the 1930s speakeasy. And Quasimodo, instead of a bell ringer, if you remember back in the book, he was a drummer, and it was very interesting that he was a drummer in a speakeasy. And all these students helped me to create the Portrait of a Hunchback, and they won a few awards also. So there are new challenges for the actors, and that's one reason we have so many actors here, is because of the challenge that each person had. And they were up to that challenge, and they had fun with those challenges, and they were able to give input themselves. Matter of fact, a lot of plays that I did put together, a lot of the students gave their input and helped write those plays. It was just so fantastic. And a certain energy was created, and these students had a fantastic energy. And of course, I had to keep going. I had to dedicate my time, my ideas, and I had to keep that energy to help the students along as they were going along too. But also, what finally happens, it gets into your blood and just doesn't come out. So for me, it'll be there forever. I'm still writing plays, like I'm teaching this online course, things like that. Now you'll also be looking at, it looks like, a little bit about Shakespeare. I put in there for you how many plays that Shakespeare wrote. Wrote 38 plays, and it'd be nice for you if you took a look at those and see how many you can memorize. For instance, when I was out giving my class, my regular class, one-on-one to the students, I had them remember 38 of plays by William Shakespeare, and that was very exciting. But anyway, we're going on now into chapter 5, the Renaissance. To many of us, the word Renaissance immediately summons images of Italian painting and sculpture, but the Renaissance involved all of Western Europe. In Spain, the Renaissance was a time of exploration and conquest. In France, it brought unparalleled developments in social organization and philosophy. In England, it gave us, above all, the theater of William Shakespeare. What exactly was the Renaissance? Literally, the word means rebirth, and when it capitalized, it refers to a renewal of interest in classical Greek and Roman civilization that burgeoned throughout Western Europe in the 15th and 16th centuries. More to the point, the Renaissance represented a grand revolution in the thinking a new awareness of the individual's potential as a reasoning, creative, and possibly heroic being. It was also a process of mind expansion that grew out of medieval times and has continued up to the present day. The Renaissance is part of our lives in many ways, still colors our behavior and our judgments. And I was talking about doing these plays, myself and the students and the other technical people, because we had a fantastic time, and we had a Renaissance of our own. The Renaissance first emerged in southern Europe, most notably in Italy, during the 1400s. At its center was humanism, which is the belief that it was first expressed by the Greek philosopher Protagoras, that he said, "Man is the measurement of all things, man, humanity." The Renaissance was not all an aesthetic era. In fact, it gave birth to some of the most wonderfully successful religious art and philosophy the Western world has ever known. But the Renaissance did bring an end to capitulation to dogma, and to a humility concerning the human role in the universe. Perhaps the most apt visual symbol for the Renaissance is Leonardo da Vinci's drawings that shows the human body as the basis for geometry. The human being embodied reason, order, and form. The human being was, in short, the modern Apollo, the Greek god who represented harmony, measure, balance, and order. And it is Shakespeare's plays more than any other time that this Apollo came to life. Well, my friends, have a good time, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you next week.